This is ABC7 News at 11, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good evening, I'm Jacqueline Matter. Thanks for joining us. Topping our news tonight, the issue of medical marijuana was on the table at tonight's City Commissioners meeting in Sarasota. Commissioners were discussing regulations that would allow the operation of medical marijuana dispensaries within city limits. ABC7's Rick Adams joins us live from City Hall in downtown Sarasota with more on this meeting. Rick?
Yeah, Jacqueline, this continues to be a very hot topic. It did take center stage at City Hall tonight. Up to this point, the city of Sarasota has prohibited medical marijuana dispensaries until a long-term strategy is in place on managing the facilities. Tuesday night, city commissioners unanimously approved changing the zoning codes, which would allow these dispensaries in 4 different zoning categories in the city.
I voted for medical marijuana, and I think that we need to make sure that people have access to it. My biggest concern, however, is that the legislature took away much of our power to regulate where these dispensaries go.
With this approval, medical marijuana dispensaries would be allowed in the downtown core, commercial general area, commercial shopping center regional, and intensive commercial district. State law says dispensaries can be permitted in all zoning districts that allow for the operation of pharmacies.
What we have done is made a distinction in our code between freestanding pharmacies and pharmacies that are accessory use. So that's a different category now. So now they'll be regulated as a freestanding pharmacy.
Those looking to have access to medical marijuana did have a chance to have their voices heard at the City Commission meeting. Sarasota resident Olivia Babis was born without any arms and has to deal with some other health-related issues. She tells us medical marijuana helps a lot of folks, including herself.
It's been found to help reduce seizures a lot more than even seizure medications a lot of the time. It can help people with cerebral palsy and reducing spasms that can be painful, and just help them to be more functional. It helps people with Parkinson's disease.
Babis says currently she has to get her medical marijuana outside of Sarasota. The travel and the cost makes it very difficult for her. She tells us having a dispensary in the city of Sarasota is long overdue.
It needs to be looked at as what it is, that it is a prescription medication. People have to have a prescription from their doctor for it. They pick it up from a pharmacy just like you would any other medication.
And back in 2016, you may recall, voters did pass medical marijuana, making it legal here in the state of Florida. Reporting live from downtown Sarasota this evening, I'm Rick Adams. Jacqueline, back to you.
Okay, thank you so much, Rick. A recent survey by the International Association of Chiefs of Police shows tremendously low morale among staff of the Sarasota Police Department, according to Sarasota watchdog Martin Hyde. Hyde brought those results to the City Commission's attention at tonight's meeting. The survey asked employees multiple choice questions and anonymous interviews were given. Hyde tells us the bulk of the survey results showed low morale among the staff. He says more than 70 of the 80 employees said that new hires are typically unqualified for the job, and over half said they do not believe what they are being told by management.
I hope it catches fire. I hope they realize that one person at the top, and sparing their feelings isn't the answer in an agency with over 200 employees. It has to be a case of, the tail can't wag the dog, and the reality has to be that the officers have to be heard, and they haven't been.
Hyde says he hopes the city of Sarasota will take action after hearing those results. The Sarasota Memorial Healthcare System is moving ahead with plans to develop a comprehensive cancer program. New facilities will offer a range of cancer care services from prevention, screening, diagnosis, and treatment to follow-up care, survivorship, and support. Today, the Sarasota County Public Hospital Board approved $220 million to begin the Destination Cancer Program. The master plan includes building a new cancer inpatient and surgical tower on Sarasota Memorial's main campus and an outpatient radiation treatment center on its campus at University Parkway. SMH plans to host several community workshops and neighborhood meetings to discuss those plans with the community moving further. And adults and kids on the Suncoast will soon get new opportunities to learn about science. The South Florida Museum breaking ground on an expansion. It's called the North Education Center and Mosaic Backyard Universe. It's expected to bring new programs to the attraction in downtown Bradenton. The expansion will give the museum more opportunities to help understand science and nature. That museum draws 80,000 visitors every year and brings in $4.1 million to the community. Well, let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan for a look at our first alert forecast and what we can expect for tomorrow morning, Bob.
Well, right now we're looking at some snow falling as far south as Louisiana tonight, even in New Orleans, getting some snow flurries at this point. And there are winter weather advisories all over the southeast United States. We'll zero in on that right now and show you this is what we're going to see some of the, not snow here, but colder air that's coming behind this cold front. You can see right now in New Orleans right there, they had some freezing rain earlier. Now we have some snow showers moving through. This all kind of heading toward the panhandle of Florida, where some of the schools are already canceling school for Wednesday as a result of this winter storm, which continues to cause problems all the way up into Atlanta. Atlanta getting some snow flurries at this point. You can see all the advisories in effect. For us, what we're under is a freeze watch for the areas east of I-75 mainly, although it does include Northport, and you can see Arcadia in that freeze watch. That's until 9 a.m. Thursday morning. We are anticipating freezing temperatures in that area. More than likely this will change over to a warning by midday tomorrow. That means folks who live in that freeze warning forest tomorrow night and Thursday will have to take care of their sensitive plants. Also, small pets everywhere should be taken care of tomorrow. Make sure they're indoors and limit their outdoor activity, because we're going to see wind chills tomorrow night and Thursday morning in the 20s. That's right, the 20s. You heard it right. Small craft advisory in effect for coastal waters until 6 a.m. on Thursday. Right now, not a problem with cold air. 56 degrees right now, mostly fair. The dew point fairly high at 49. We're going to see a typical low tonight, down around 50 degrees for the most part. The pressure is still high at 30-29. One thing we will notice is that the winds will really pick up tomorrow. Right now, they're out of the northeast, anywhere from 5 to 10 miles an hour. So not a big concern tonight, but shelters more than likely will be opening tomorrow night as a result of this cold snap. Jacqueline?
Okay, thank you so much, Bob. Today, Florida Power & Light said that savings from the federal tax overhaul will allow it to avoid billing customers for the $1.3 billion cost of restoring electricity after Hurricane Irma. FPL had initially planned to start billing customers in March for the restoration costs, but put those plans on hold after the tax overhaul was approved last month. FPL has been collecting extra amounts from customers since last March to cover restoration costs from Hurricane Matthew, which caused extensive damage along parts of the East Coast in 2016. Those extra charges, which topped $300 million, are slated to end in February. State Senator Greg Steube is working to protect private property rights of vacation rental owners who have been unfairly targeted by a growing number of local regulations. Over the last several years, local governments have attempted to restrict or altogether ban vacation rentals in violation of Florida state law. Some local governments have gone as far as fining private property owners $20,000 a day for violating local ordinances. Steube announced the new bills today. The legislation will ensure private property owners are treated equally across the state, regardless if they rent their home on a short-term basis, a long-term basis, or don't rent at all. And a bill to extend first responders' workers' compensation benefits to include treatment for post-traumatic stress disorder is moving through the Florida Senate. The Senate Commerce and Tourism Committee unanimously approved the bill today after an hour of emotional testimony. Megan Vila of Tampa told the committee her brother was being treated for PTSD for 2 months when he was told that the treatment wasn't covered. The firefighter was then forced to repay the salary he had been receiving, and he later took his own life. The legislation would provide workers' comp benefits for mental or nervous injuries, regardless of whether the injuries are accompanied by physical injuries. Stay with us. Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your first alert forecast. Plus, a possible government shutdown is just days away. How getting a deal on the DACA program may be holding up that funding bill. And the latest in that ongoing investigation into a California couple accused of holding their children captive.
It doesn't take a scientist to cure hunger or a fancy economist to create safe housing. It takes imagination, creativity, sweat equity. And I think of kids going to school hungry. Hunger, homelessness. In this land of plenty, seriously? Come on, we could fix this. Help out, or don't. The choice is yours.
Our overall experience working with California Closets was phenomenal.
Calm, reassuring.
Through happenstance, we ended up paired with our designer, Jen. She was someone who not only was patient, someone who was professional. She's become extended family.
She had great insight to help direct me towards those things that could make our dreams come true.
We are the Greens, and this is our California Closet story.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard serve to give back to their country and communities. Their part-time commitment qualifies them for an array of benefits, such as affordable health and life insurance benefits, education benefits, including tuition assistance, student loan repayment, and GI Bill programs, a retirement plan based on part-time service, and VA home mortgages. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about all the benefits available in the Army National Guard.
Everybody can make something, because I think everyone has a spark of creativity, and the reason that I have to keep making is because I don't think my life would be as fulfilling without it. If you make things yourself, that means you're not cowering in fear. You're out there taking chances. That, I think, is my way of saying I love you to the world. All right, now I want to hear why you make.
Share your own Why I Make story today. Visit whyimake.org.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
Bob, we are on that roller coaster of temperatures all over the place, and we're going back down tomorrow, is what I understand?
Yeah, up and down, just like the fair. The roller coaster at the fair, back and forth, up and down. Yeah, we had a great day there today, and a different story tomorrow night. It's going to be much colder. We have this cold front coming our way. It's going to be a significant cold front, too. It could be the coldest night of the season tomorrow night and also on Thursday morning. So today, though, beautiful, wasn't it? We had temperatures into the mid-70s for the most part, as highs were warming up as a result of the easterly wind. Beautiful, gorgeous sunset tonight with spectacular colors out there. And we have had some photos sent in to pics at mysuncoast.com. This one in particular right here from Andrea, who shot this. This is Sarasota Bay, not Venice. We had one from Venice earlier, but we appreciate that. Sunrise tomorrow, 7:21. Should be a rather mild start to the day, but a very cold finish as this front that you see now slicing through the lower Mississippi Valley moves through our area. Tomorrow afternoon, sometime after 3 it looks like, and it will really pick our winds up. Mild overnight, cold front Wednesday afternoon, freeze watch and a wind chill advisory will be in effect tomorrow, and looks like that freeze watch will eventually turn to a freeze warning for most of our viewing area. Now, coastal locations within a couple of miles, I don't think we're going to get to freezing there, but we'll keep an eye on it for you. Meteorologist John Scalzi will have much more tomorrow morning as the models change, obviously, but look, right now it looks like that freeze will stay east of I-75, mainly with this cold front, but it's a fairly significant front causing all sorts of headaches now in Louisiana, also into southern Mississippi, central Alabama, all the way up into Atlanta tonight. They're getting some snow showers and snow flurries. Now for us, as I mentioned, the freeze watch in effect, small craft advisories are also playing out, and not going to get a lot of rainfall with this system over our area. They will get some to the north of us, but it's going to be so fast moving and such a dry air mass it's moving into. We don't anticipate a lot of rain, and temperatures will be diving pretty quickly tomorrow evening once the sun goes down. Freeze watch in effect for the entire area that you see in blue. That will turn over to a freeze warning tomorrow, and we could see freezing temperatures for some 4 to possibly 6 hours beginning on Thursday morning. Now the lows, this is Thursday's lows. Here's a look at some of the projected lows right now. 31 at Port Charlotte. If you live within a mile or two of the beaches, it should be into the mid to upper 30s there. Northport, you'll be down to around 29. You'll be in that freeze warning. Also, Mayaca City, Lakewood Ranch, below freezing temperatures expected there. Downtown Sarasota should be right around 34 to 36 degrees, and Anna Maria at 39 to start things off on Thursday. But everyone is going to have a wind chill into the 20s, I think, as we start off Thursday morning. But look at this. This is a temperature trend. So after we get through a couple of cold days, we're going to warm up rather quickly throughout the week next week. And right now it's 56 degrees, mostly fair. The dew point at 49 and winds out of the east-northeast at 6. The high today, finally, I want to show you the 70s. We got there one day, 74 degrees, and our average high at 71. The big story, obviously, is the cold air spilling southward, and that cold air will bring some snow to the panhandle of Florida to start things off tomorrow morning. You'll notice that front comes through. Just a little increase in clouds in the afternoon, but we aren't anticipating much in terms of cloud cover with this particular system. But we will see our winds really pick up throughout the day tomorrow, and that's the reason why the small craft advisory is in effect. The Arctic plunge is on. Dallas now at 11 degrees, minus 13 in Minneapolis now. That's the wind chill factor. Highs tomorrow will be in the 20s only across the Great Lakes and throughout the Central Plains states. Boaters tomorrow, north winds at 10 knots to start today, picking up to 20 knots in the afternoon. Seas running 3 to 5 feet later in the day. Small craft advisory in effect. Sunrise, there it is at 7:21. Tonight, not too bad. Mostly fair, 50 for a low, and mild conditions. And then as we take a look at the 7-day forecast, now breezy throughout the day, clouds increasing late. And then the wind chill in the 20s on Thursday morning. Look at the low. That's for Sarasota Braden Airport, 35 degrees. And then a high of only 58 on Thursday. We warm up, though. Friday should be a good afternoon. Lots of sunshine after a pretty chilly start. And then notice what happens on Saturday and Sunday in the low to mid 70s. So things improve for the weekend. We just have to get through this next couple of days. Jacqueline?
Okay, thank you so much, Bob. Looking forward to that weekend weather. Now to that Alberta Clipper gripping hold of much of the country. 90 million people in a dangerous path as snow, ice, and bitter cold hit Texas to the northeast. ABC's Chuck Sievertson has more details.
The Lone Star State in a state of cleanup. A 1,700-mile swath of snow and ice moving east, creating treacherous travel conditions.
Unless it's an extreme emergency, to please stay off the roads.
Kevin Quinn from our ABC affiliate in Houston was getting ready to report from this crash when
1, 2, 3, 4. Whoa, there's
a truck careened down an embankment, nearly taking out other cars. A big cloud over the Big Easy. Check out this time lapse of a cold front rolling in over New Orleans. North Carolina under a winter storm warning, the governor declaring a state of emergency.
We know that forecasts can change quickly, so we're preparing now, and we want to urge everyone to do the same.
The streets of Memphis covered in white, drone footage capturing the action from above. Further north on Interstate 65 near Bonneville, Kentucky, a pileup between multiple tractor trailers and a Greyhound bus, at least 7 injured. Traffic snarled for miles. At the airport, more than 1,500 flights canceled, thousands more delayed. Next in the storm's path, the mid-Atlantic states, D.C., Philly, New York City, and much of New England, all in the strike zone. Chuck Sievertson, ABC News, New York.
A possible government shutdown is just days away, and getting a deal on the DACA program, which protects nearly 800,000 young undocumented immigrants from deportation, may be holding up that funding bill. In an Oval Office meeting last week, the president rejected one proposed bipartisan plan. Offensive comments the president allegedly made about Haiti and African countries then complicated those negotiations. Homeland Security Secretary Kirstjen Nielsen attended that meeting and faced questions on Capitol Hill about what she heard.
Did President Trump use this word or a substantially similar word to describe certain countries?
The conversation was very impassioned. I don't dispute that the president was using tough language. Others in the room were also using tough language.
During that meeting, the president also allegedly said he wants more immigrants from places like Norway. Meanwhile, today in the Oval Office, the president said he wanted immigrants from all countries. White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders says the administration wants to separate immigration issues from getting a budget deal. A Southern California couple is accused of holding their children captive in their home in filthy conditions. The 13 siblings range in age from 2 to 29. However, the hospital where the 7 adult siblings are being treated say all of them look like children. Andy Rose has the latest on this investigation.
We do need to acknowledge the courage of the young girl who escaped from that residence to bring attention so they could get the help that they so needed.
13 siblings are recovering in a California hospital after being held captive by their parents in their home. One of the children, a 17-year-old girl, alerted authorities to the house after escaping through a window.
A 17-year-old girl called 911 from a deactivated cell phone and reported that her siblings were being held against their will, and some were chained.
Authorities arrived at the house to find the rest of the children in filthy living conditions, some even chained and padlocked to beds. Parents David and Louise Turpin were arrested and charged with torture and child endangerment. Doctors at the hospital were stunned to find out that 7 of the Turpin siblings were actually over the age of 18.
It's hard to think of them as adults when you first see them because they're small, and it's very clear that they're malnutritioned.
Authorities said they had never been called to the Turpin house where all the children were homeschooled.
We had no prior contacts at that residence regarding any allegations of child abuse or neglect.
I'm Andy Rose reporting.
Sports is next, but first, here's what's coming up on Jimmy Kimmel.
We made a TV show for you. We went camping together over the summer, our families, and Dax brought...
not just you and I.
That would be weird.
There was more people there.
Although I'd be open to that if you were interested.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
I just need a second.
Is your weight holding you back and affecting your health?
Did you see this? Your cousin had a heart attack.
Really?
Excess weight or obesity can be serious, but you can do something about it. Visit yourweightmatters.org. Download the free toolkit to prepare you to speak with a healthcare provider. Your weight does matter. Accept the challenge and take charge today. Visit yourweightmatters.org.
My name is Luke Perry, and I am 1 million strong. I'm in the fight against colorectal cancer because I believe we can win it. Colon and rectal cancers are the second leading cause of cancer deaths among men and women in the U.S. Colon cancer is preventable. Know the risk factors and make sure to get screened. There are simple, take-home options available. Take control of your health. Screening for colon cancer isn't embarrassing. It can be life-saving. To find out more about your options, visit fightcrc.org.
When it comes to drinking, what do you think moderation is? The U.S. Dietary Guidelines define moderation as up to 1 drink a day for women and up to 2 drinks a day for men. So what's a drink? The guidelines say a drink equals 12 ounces of beer, 5 ounces of wine, or a cocktail with 1.5 ounces of distilled spirits. Each contains the same amount of alcohol. Like to learn more? Visit drinkinmoderation.org.
Everything all right? Actually, you know how Tom had knee surgery? Sure. We found out Brad's been taking his painkillers. And it turns out he's been doing it for a while.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
What to expect when you're expecting a teenager.
Today we're talking about how to wake up your teen, and this works literally every time.
Good kisses. Good kisses. You heard how loud
I heard. It wasn't you. It was the...
Is that bacon?
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
When I think of kids going to school hungry, hunger, homelessness, in this land of plenty, seriously, Come on, we could fix this. Help out. Or don't. The choice is yours.
Now, sports.
The man accused of molesting hundreds of young gymnasts is hearing from some of his victims this week. A 4-day sentencing hearing beginning today in Michigan for Larry Nassar. Nassar pleaded guilty to molesting females at his Michigan State University office, his home, and a Lansing area gymnastics club. He also worked for USA Gymnastics, which trains Olympians. One of those Olympians, Allie Raceman, is angry with USA Gymnastics for its lack of support and action.
If they really cared, if they really were sorry, they would be there in Michigan supporting all of their athletes and listening to their impact statements. But I mean, I don't think they care. I don't think they're sorry. I think they just released their statements, and it's disappointing. You know, if they really cared, then there would be a lot of change, and there has not been enough change.
The Michigan Attorney General's office is seeking at least 40 years in prison for the 54-year-old Nassar. He's already been sentenced to 60 years in federal prison for child pornography crimes. Retired NASCAR driver Dale Earnhardt Jr. says he's interested in becoming a minority owner with the NFL's Carolina Panthers. Earnhardt says he contacted Marcus Smith, the CEO of Speedway Motorsports, to say he'd be interested. Current Panthers owner Jerry Richardson announced in December that he's selling the team. Earnhardt, who lives in Kannapolis, North Carolina, told Smith, quote, "I wouldn't have the kind of money where I would move the needle too much, but it would be something to have a lot of pride in." That's a look at your sports tonight. We'll have your winning lotto numbers when we come back.
There's nothing like this trail in Alabama. It just goes from the northern part of the state to the southern part of the state. We see all kind of different terrains, great value, great fun. We've been coming for 18 years. We started off with a group of 8, grew to 12, and grew to 16. And we love it because where else can you get world-class golf courses with world-class accommodations? To be able to play these type of courses in this environment, and the difficulty keeps us coming back over and over and over again.
For the last decade, S&S Motorsports of Sarasota has built custom high-performance vehicles for demanding clients worldwide. They're now bringing their 50-plus years of combined build expertise to the parts business. SRQ Performance Parts is your one-stop shop for all your performance parts and accessories.
My California Closets designer is a rock star. She was able to design the most beautiful space for me. When I turn the lights on, it's breathtaking. It's just a little slice of organized heaven. The California Closet team was so professional, so reliable. It was seriously a dream come true. My name is Jill, and this is my California Closet story.
I heard about the Dotoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was and some additional cancers that were not found during the biopsy. I would recommend the Dotoli Cancer Center. As a group of human beings, they are unbelievably great.
Need more space in your place? The More Space Place can help with Murphy beds that disappear to reveal a home office, living room, or den. Custom closets with designated areas for your shoes, bags, wardrobe, and accessories. Custom-built entertainment centers, garage storage systems, and more. The More Space Place has 3 showrooms next to Sonny's on US 41 South in Sarasota, on Lakewood Ranch Boulevard just south of State Route 64 in Bradenton, and on Tamiami Trail next to Panera Bread in Port Charlotte. Put more space in your place at the More Space Place.
Tomorrow at 5 on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Webb.
And I'm Ray Collins. A workshop to talk about plans for 300 new apartments in the city of Bradenton.
We'll tell you how it could affect the future of Manatee County tomorrow on Good Morning Suncoast. John?
Tomorrow, it's a first alert weather day on the Suncoast as that cold air you see back to the west heads our way. Freezing temperatures Wednesday night into Thursday.
Tomorrow at 5 on ABC7's Good Morning Suncoast. We're here for you.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
The Florida Lottery winning numbers are sponsored by Frontier Fios.
So a big day for us weather-wise tomorrow. We're looking at some of those things as we prepare for the next couple days.
Advisories going off. You know, it's not going to be anything severe, but we will see some severe temperatures in terms of cold for us. For Floridians, anyway. You know, a lot of people in Wisconsin and Minnesota are going, it's not cold, but it is for us. That's right. We are looking at snow. Whenever it gets snow this far south, you know it's going to get cold here. This front's not quitting. It's going to continue to barrel on through tomorrow afternoon, and with it, not much rain. In fact, just a little bit of increase in clouds tomorrow, and then temperatures will begin to fall once we get through the 3 o'clock hour. By 7, should be down to 52, but more importantly, the wind will be blowing out of the northwest at 15 to 20. And that just goes right to the bone there as far as that goes. Be sure to tune in to meteorologist John Scalzi and Good Morning Suncoast tomorrow. Should be more informative as far as the temperatures go.
Okay, thank you so much, Bob, and thank you all for joining us this evening. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.